Alright, what's up guys? Back here. New camera, so the quality should be pretty good. Should be better at least. Been saving up for this. So hopefully it's good. I also got video editing software, so gonna put some cool graphics and whatnot into my videos and have some good make some good, better quality content to get you guys entertained and keep this bucs and NFL movement going. So the main subject of this video is going to be about it's going to be my mock draft. No, this is not who I think the Bucs are going to get, okay? But it's going to be a good quality mock draft, I think, for the Bucs, and a short briefly of why this player at this selection and whatnot would be a good selection. So with the 19th pick, and this is without any trades or anything, because we are known to move up and down the draft board, especially early on in the draft. So we'll see what happens there, but it's just without trades, okay? So with the 19th pick, some people may not like it, but I'm actually kind of intrigued by the idea a little bit, depending who's on the board, okay? So anyway, with the 19th pick of the 2017 NFL Draft, had the Buccaneers selecting tight end David Jaku from, I think that's the last name, from Miami. Okay, a brief description. And this is on bucsreport.com, by the way, so you can take a look at that. I've got a few articles on there. The main priority this offseason has been about requiring weapons for quarterback Jameis Winston. And this guy would be just that. Despite the little playtime he received in college, the talented tight end prospect still produced 43 receptions, 698 yards, and 8 touchdowns last season. What has been the... You Bucs fans, okay, you gotta ask yourself, what has been the one main objective this offseason? Is to get weapons, then surround Jameis with franchise, or, well, maybe not franchise, well, yeah, franchise, but weapons to make our offense more explosive, better, to protection, to make the whole offense just better, more explosive in general. And this is kind of an underrated prospect a little bit. I don't get why some people say, well, he didn't play a lot in college and he's, unproven, a tight end in the first round, really, like we have running back needs and this and that. But yeah. Okay, yeah, I get all that. But this guy, with little playtime, produced, especially in the red zone. Well, and will in the NFL's red zone. I get it. The NFL is a different ballgame, okay. But this guy produced. 43 receptions, 398 yards and 8 touchdowns last season. And they didn't have that many starts. And they didn't have as much playing time. For some reason, I didn't look into it, but this dude can play, and a Florida prospect, so it'd be a win-win, and just think, I mean, a few of the teams that went to the playoff last year and actually won playoff games, especially in the past couple years, they have multiple tight ends. The Patriots, they have multiple. They have Gronk, and they had Gronk and Bennett. You could say the Falcons had a little bit of tight end productions, which is, they had, a very potent offense. A lot of potent offenses have 2 reliable tight end targets, and that would further open up Cameron Brate because now them two will share playing time, so they'll be like interchangeable if you get what I mean. So tight end David Jaku from Miami. Another weapon for James Winston. So now with the 50th pick, this in the second round, some of you guys are gonna, that's every pick, but the Buccaneers selecting tight end. Defensive end. Jordan Willis from Kansas State. The Bucs reportedly have a lot of interest in this guy. The dude, he played in the Big Ten, but this dude simply, he just knows how to. He produced. Okay, let's put it that way. He produced a lot of sacks. He has good movement. And he has a lot of potential to be a damn good player, in the NFL. And I think with our second round pick, I think that's very good value. I think for this guy. You could never have enough pass rushers. He's coming off of a 52 tackle. I'm looking at my computer, by the way, because I got it all right here. So anyway, he's coming off a 52 tackle with 17.5 of those for loss and 11.5 sacks. Conference leading campaign last season. He may need a little bit of creativity with his motions as an NFL pass rusher, but the talent is definitely there. I don't know if any injuries. I'm sure maybe he might have 1 or 2 minor injuries, but everybody has injuries. But the dude is simply, he's talented. Just a little bit of coaching up from Jay Hayes and Mike Smith, and here, man, he could be special. Because we have to think, Robert Ayers, he got like a year or 2 left, and then he'll be retiring. So. Make sure it's still on. So bad. So, and then so we could just keep building on that rotation with Noah Spence, Robert Ayers, Gerald McCoy, and I think our rookies, rookies, undrafted rookies that produced a little bit too. Ryan Russell and Devontae Lambert, and just the whole D line, and the addition of Chris Baker, just continuing to build that rotation. Because a lot of good defenses have rotation, and we count on rotation, and if we can have rotation of more of a rotation up front with better quality pass rushers, that's gonna make our defense a whole lot better. So now let's move on to the third round selection. So with the third pick, with the 84th pick of the 2017 NFL Draft, another Florida prospect, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers selecting running back Marlon Mack, USF. The Buccaneers probably have a lot of interest in this guy too. He talked to him multiple times. I know that doesn't mean nothing, but simply the dude had potential to be very explosive. Okay, he may not be a true power runner that you kind of want in the NFL, but Dirk Cutter, he always talked about explosiveness, and this guy can be just that. He can break off. He has breakaway speed, and well, he doesn't just have speed too. He has some stuff. Do a brief summary why this would be a good selection. Our running game lacked production last season, and Matt can come in and be a part-time player. Apparently, the team is intrigued by him too, by all the interviews which we just got done saying with the Bull prospect. His explosiveness will bring another element to the offense, which talked about his breakaway speed. He just finds a way to make plays. Just look at his stats over his college career. He got over 1,000 rushing yards each year, and he's coming off a career high. Now, think about that. He's coming off a career high. That means he peaked. He peaked in his last season. 15 touchdowns last season. You could say, oh, well, he wasn't playing the SEC. He played weak opponents. You still have to get the job done, though, don't you? And he still got the job done. We could somehow get this guy in the third round. Okay, I wouldn't even mind maybe reaching for him in the second round. Maybe. Depending who's on the board. But we could somehow get this guy in the third round, which I believe we would be in good position to maybe trade up a little bit if we really want to go that route. Because if we really are really intrigued by him, I think he would be a heck of an addition to our ball club and our offense. I'll say we can have Shaquille Rogers to get the start. Obviously, I'm coming off the assumption that Doug Martin will be gone, and Shaquille Rogers he can get the start, but he can come in and complement him, and Marlon Mack could potentially maybe take over, or they can complement each other, depending on the opponents and their strength and weaknesses, we can game plan, we can use Marlon Mack speed and explosiveness on their slowest linebackers and stuff, or however, you know. So that's my third round selection. So let's get to the fourth round pick. Still on? Okay, yeah, I think it's still on, right? Okay, still on. Making sure it doesn't turn off on me, guys. I'm new with this, so bear with me. Alright, so with our fourth round selection, 126th pick. With the 126th pick in the NFL draft of the 2017 NFL draft, at the Buccaneers selecting safety Eddie Jackson from Alabama. Now, I know it's not, well, you don't address safety to the fourth round. This is the mock draft, guys. This is the mock draft. Could we address safety in the first, second, or third round? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I'm finding value. I think Eddie Jackson would be good value in the fourth round if we don't address safety in the first 3 rounds. Here's why. Obviously, safety is still a need, and Jackson would just add another playmaker in the secondary. And he also has experience at cornerback. So that's another plus. His instincts are pretty decent. His ball skills are sound. Yeah. And then he sat behind others like Landon Collins. So he came in. So when Alabama had Landon Collins and Mark Barron and other safeties, he was a backup. But in the little playing time that he got, he came in and he took advantage of his playing time. So 10 interceptions and 126 total tackles in his 4 years at Alabama should be enough to convince the Bucs right here that we have an addressed safety within the fourth round, 126th pick, to convince the Bucs that he can still play a little bit. That he can come in, he can at least be depth, maybe be a starter down the road, and he could just simply he could be a little piece to our defense to help. Because you guys can't forget, okay, we still got Brian Smith, who we did value a lot last season, but I believe he had an injury or something that he didn't get to play. And we did value him a lot, and he's moving back to just being a safety. So maybe he can come in and surprise us. But Chris Conte back, he can at least be there. But God, we can't forget about Keith. We can't forget about my man Keith Tanty. I mean, he came in and balled last season. I mean, Chris Conte got hurt. He came in, no problem, and he stayed being a starter. And Chris Conte got less playing time. So, and Chris Conte made the play too. So, at least as a safety that had the ability to make plays. I mean, Eddie Jackson, he's a little rangy. He's more of a center field guy, and that's what we kind of need back there. So that's my fourth round selection. And let's move on to my fifth round selection. So in the 5th round, 162nd pick. Man, I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this one. Especially, I got my Gator shirt on. It could be a surprise to some of you. I'm gonna say that. The 5th round, 162nd pick. Have the Buccaneers selecting quarterback. Ooh. Joshua Dobbs, Tennessee. Okay. Now you ask yourself, why in the hell do you have the Bucs selecting a quarterback? Well, Dirk Cutter and our offensive staff might want to develop their own backup, to have their own young backup. Think about it. Meet the Patriots still draft quarterbacks about been drafting. Been drafting one that just about every year now, and they still got Tom Brady. We have to prepare for the worst, guys. Well, we have to prepare for the worst. Just think about it. Just think for a second. What if Jameis somehow goes down? Whether for 1, 2, or half a season. Can you really rely on Ryan Griffin, Sean Renfrey, and even Blake Sims? Yeah, that's right, we got Blake Sims on the practice squad, guys. To come in and to be able to be adequate enough to win some games? Like I checked, Joshua Dobbs won some games at the SEC level, in the SEC conference, the best conference in college football. Now here's a little explanation. GM J. July and Dirk Cutter, obviously, some of this I got, already said, but it's just reassuring. What do you call it? Re-explaining, I guess. GM J. July and Coach Dirk Cutter may want a developmental quarterback prospect as a new potential backup. I'll say with the loss of Mike Glennon to the Bears. And even though, Brian Griffin has been, been planning on Brian Griffin, but we've reportedly tried to make a run at Nick Foles. Another Andy Reid guy. Deshaun Jackson, hint. Dirk Cutter, hint. Andy Reid guys. We're trying to make a run at Nick Foles. But he ended up going back to Philly. That says that, hey, we want a quarterback that we are comfortable. And I'll get to that in a minute, why we could be comfortable drafting this guy. So Dobbs would be the guy here if we want a developmental quarterback prospect. That's a new backup. He's got talent and playmaking ability to work with. I mean, he's mobile. His arm is good. His accuracy is in question, but he has a good, strong arm. Like I said, accuracy has been an issue, but the strength is there. His steady progression and talent is enough to take a chance on him. He showed steady progress. Maybe not tremendous progress, but he showed steady progress, and he has the talent. So, but now let's get to why we could have more intel on this guy. Our quarterback coach, Mike Bajakian. Most of you guys may not know where he came from. Well, in the college level. He was also the quarterback coach with the Tennessee Volunteers. Hint, hint. Joshua Dobbs was their quarterback. And still was after he left. At the same position, a quarterback coach. That may be an intrigue, as his development kind of slowed or didn't really progress even more when Bajakian left. Because when Bajakian left, all of a sudden his development kind of just not to where it should be going, or going that it was like it was kind of borderline, so I mean that may be an intrigue, and I would not hate it. I mean, come in, he could be a talented backup. You could develop him, and maybe later on, if he proves himself, like maybe preseason, or we somehow get a little in-season action, he could prove himself. And behind the scenes stuff, he could be, I mean, a couple years down the road, maybe he can be trade bait. But that may be down the road. I mean, the team's preparing for the worst guys, so you have to take that into consideration also. Now with the 6th round. Okay, so now let's move on to the 6th round. So, 6th round selection. With the 204th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers select offensive tackle Brad Seaton from Villanova. Another small school guy. We at least take one every year. If you haven't noticed, we at least take one every year. A small school guy on the rise, nobody talking about, and boom. Jason Light takes a chance and either trade up or wait for the guy and go all in on him, because that's how confident he is. This could be a 6th round sleeper right here. I'm not saying it could be the all-star tackle and this and that. No, but I'm saying it could be a serviceable tackle in a year or two. So like I said, as a rising small school prospect, he has the potential to be a starting right tackle in year 2. Or sooner if need be. So that's basically having a redshirt freshman year. Maybe be a swing tackle. It's freshman year. The Bucs offensive line could benefit from some added size on the line, on our offensive line. and Seaton will bring that, and then some, with his 6'9", 311 um, pound frame. So he's a big dude. I'm not saying he's a big dude, we gotta get him. No, I'm just saying he only played 3 seasons, but it's impressive enough with his consistency and durability, having played defensive line. Wait, why the hell he worded like that? I don't know why the hell my boss worded it. That's not the way I worded it. I don't know. But he has experience also on offensive line and defensive line and offensive line, so he can have some. He has some durability on both sides of the ball. So and that's just an added bonus. So just a rising molecule prospect that not many people are talking about. That could be a 6th-round sleeper that had the potential to start. So okay, now let's move on to the last pick, and then a brief summary. So with 7th-round selection, with the 237 pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, at Tampa Bay Buccaneers selecting wide receiver Artavis Scott from Clemson. Well, we need a just another potential weapon, another potential playmaker to our special teams and offense. Simply, he could be pretty good depth. So it's all we asked for in a 7th-round pick. As a developmental prospect, he could become another potential weapon for Jameis. His size and physical attributes are my own. His size and physical attributes are the primary concern with him. He's a little small, and he's that doesn't mean he can't do shit in the NFL. That I don't mean nothing. But his special teams ability as a returner could earn him a roster spot, because he did produce as a returner. You can look up his stats. He did. I know he had like a couple touchdowns and a decent amount of yards. So he can add in the return game. At least be potential, While not only fast, his 4.62 40 time at combine proved that he does have some wheels. At 5'10", 190, at 5'10", 190 pounds, he isn't the biggest target, however. Which, we already said, he's a little small, but that doesn't mean nothing. He could still be a possession guy. You know what I mean? He could be a possession guy, or a guy that can get lost out there. Like, ooh, this guy. Oh shit, no, He isn't the biggest. No, So during his 3 seasons with Clemson, he recorded 165 receptions for 2,480 yards and 19 touchdowns. So he still found a way to produce. At the college level, so can that translate to the NFL. Who knows? Dirk Cutter, he can work magic. So that's not overly impressive either, but adequate enough to be worth developing. So, and that's all we ask for. He's very worth developing with a 7th round draft pick. With a 7th round selection, that's all we ask for. Is he's a good developmental prospect that can maybe produce down the road. You know, he could be a Deshaun Jackson replacement. You know, so that's my NFL draft. Oh, that's my Bucs NFL draft. Hope you all okay. So now a brief summary. So now the Bucs will look to improve on their 9-7 season under second-year head coach Dirk Cutter, and with this draft class, if it goes somewhat like this, at least, there would be more weapons for the quarterback. For our quarterback, James Winston, and a potential talented backup behind him. And added depth at defensive line. Linebacker? There's no linebacker in here. Defensive line and safety. The team sure would be heading down the path to becoming a perennial playoff contender. And I mean, we were this close last season, you know. One game. You know, and be our year. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I think that's pretty much it with this. So hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, whatever. And no, it's always the Bucs life, guys. It's always the Bucs life. See you today. Let's get it, Bucs.